Hello YouTubers, today we're going to service 2007 Ford Mondeo ST 2.2 diesel. I'm going to do it slightly differently to where I would normally do it. I'm going to do the diesel filter first because I have other things to do on it, so the diesel filter kind of we need to do first. Simple enough thing. Just the filter, the bung on the bottom. Always want to make sure the bung is nice and tight, and you have 3 holes in the top. One says in, one says out, and the other's the overflow. So you look at it, you can clearly see in and out, and you can't really go wrong. Now you do need to fill these up with diesel because these fucking Mondeos are an absolute fucking nightmare to bleed. Just fucking nightmare. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to put it in, I'm going to put my sucker on it, and I'm going to actually suck the diesel up through. That's the way I find it easier. You can pour the diesel down. Even with that, still a nightmare to bleed. So here's the old filter, I've just taken it out, and we need to pop it out of this cover case. It just literally slides out, a bit stiff, but it will just come out. And all I'm going to do is shove the new one down, simple as that, and then we hook it up. And once I hook it up, I'll show you basically what pipes go where. Now it's quite difficult to see what I'm doing, but basically I put the oil filter in, I've only put 2 pipes back on. The small little pipe and the pipe that is marked in, and I'm going to put my sucker on the pipe that is marked out. Now hopefully you could kind of see that, but basically now this is full of diesel. It's obviously a lot heavier. I'm going to put the other pipe on, and these clips, by the way, they're just 2 little clips on the inside. You push them together, the white part or the middle part, I hope you can see that, move my hand out of the way, the middle part here slides in and out. So all you need to do is slide it out, put it all the way down, kind of hear a clip, and then push the clip in. And just double check to make sure it's on, make sure they're not loose. I don't think that one's all the way down, to be honest. I'll do that one again. Make sure it's definitely down. Now, it's down, because if they're loose, you're going to know about it. The thing won't start. So now what I'm going to do is hopefully, fingers crossed, we won't have to bleed it. Because if we do, they're a nightmare. Right, so we've done the fuel filter, and what I'm going to do next is the air filter. Now I've already loosened these 3 bolts, and then we're going to stick it in. So, how do you put it in, Sean?
Take off the top.
Okay.
Take out the old filter. Make sure the orange or red bit is in the top. That's
Little clips at the back, so you just pull it kind of out that way. Okay. Now, do you want to make sure it's the same length or anything before we do that? Make sure there's a few leaves. Leaves, get out! Now, you're just measuring this right?
Yep. So once you've done that, put this at an angle so you can allow these clips to get in.
The clips at the back, is it?
Yes.
Okay.
Clips at the back. And then you.
Are they in? Just angle up a bit more, maybe. You need to angle it quite a lot, as you can see, 45-degree angle.
Put it down and screw in them screws again.
So then screw in them 3 screws, is it?
Sorted.
Right, so what's next?
We're going to change the oil. But before we do that, we need to make sure the engine is nice and warm.
So we need to start the engine up, get her nice and hot, then we'll lift her up, change the oil.
Car is now up, so we're going to change the oil and the filter. Sorted.
Now, as you can see, there is the sump, and the oil filter is right there. So we need to undo the sump first. This isn't really a good idea what I'm doing, to try and do this and hold the camera at the same time, but hey, we'll give it a go. What's the worst that can happen? Shouldn't have said that. We're getting close. I feel it. I'm going to get covered in oil here. Well, the camera is. Let's move out of the way. Oh, I didn't. That wasn't luck. That was skill.
That was luck.
As you can see, nice black horrible oil. I'm gonna let that drain first, turn the camera back on, and then we'll do the filter. Right now, YouTubers, Sean's on the camera, so we're sorted. We're gonna do the, obviously that's still draining up a little bit, we're gonna do the oil filter now, which is obviously underneath as well. 36mm socket and ratchet, and yeah, what you can do with this is, be careful now, you only have to screw this off about a quarter of the way and oil should start coming out. There's a little cutout in it. I'll tell you that, it's not doing it yet. Now, as you can see, oil's going to come out and go all over me, which is nice. Now, you can see that. Can you see that, Sean?
Yeah.
So you leave that until it kind of stops, because otherwise you'll get absolutely covered
In oil.
in oil. That's going to take a few seconds.
Two minutes later.
Still dripping.
Four minutes later.
Sorry? What did you say?
4 minutes later. Nearly done now.
I think we can do it.
And sorted.
Gonna be close. No, it's still coming. I want to get covered in oil on top. Let's try it this way. There we go. We're done. Ah, lovely, lovely oil.
Lovely for a mechanic, that is.
Yeah. What we do now is just literally pull this out. It should just literally clip out like that. Put it in the top. This is then the new one. You see that? And see them little clips on the bottom? It literally, simple as that. There is a rubber seal there, but providing it's not leaking and it's okay, believe me, you don't need to change it. You can comment away and say you do, but you don't. So now, and there's a little, you might not be able to see it, but there's a little hole.
You can see it.
You can see it again, yeah. That's a little hole where the oil drains out. So just screw it back up. The key with this is not to over tighten it. It's only plastic and you can't, well you can, but you'll break it, so you don't want to over tighten it. Actually says it on it 20 odd newtons, what does it say? 25 newtons I think. So I'm just going to give it a squeeze by hand. Now that is more than enough. What I'm also going to do, see the sump?
Yeah.
Put the sump nut back on. $13mm. Again, nice little squeeze. Good thing to do is just clean all the oil off. And when you start it again, if you are having leaks, you're going to know it's a leak and it's not just oil that was there. So, sorted. Now, what I always say in all my videos, it's very important to get the right oil for your car. We're using 530 semi-synthetic Ford spec, because obviously this is a Ford. Loads of different oils out there. I always say it is important, get the right oil. I have 4 litres of oil in my tub. It's going to take a bit more, but we'll shove 4 litres in it first, and I think this takes around 6 litres. So we'll put 4 litres in it and then we'll go from there. Now, you need to leave it about 30 seconds to a minute to settle, but as you can see on this dipstick here, let it zoom in, we have a maximum and minimum mark. You just see it there. Now, I'm going to obviously dip this, but also remember, even if you're at the maximum, when you start the engine, the filter takes some oil, so you know you always have to double check it afterwards. I've only put 4 litres in this anyway, so we definitely need more. I'm going to see where it registers on the stick. Now that is just registered on the minimum. As you can see, just on the minimum. So what I'm going to do is, I'm going to put another 1.5 litres in it. I'm going to put another 1.5 litres in it because I know I'll get away with that. Because this is a 2.2 diesel, so that's why it obviously needs a bit of oil. And then I'm going to start it, double check the oil then. So this is another 1.5 litres. So that will be 5.5 litres in total. I think they take around 6. Can't remember off the top of my head. Yeah.
Sorted.
So try again.
Now, majestical moment.
As you can see, we're just below the minimum.
But we're a bit blurry as well.
We're blurry, are we?
Yeah.
Is that okay now?
I can't really see the letter, but...
Sorry YouTubers, my cameraman's very professional, so we have to be able to see it. Hand behind it, let me focus it. No, you stop moving, let me move. Now you can see it there, just below the minimum.
Yeah.
But what I'm going to do is, I'm going to start the car now, because I know there's enough in it for me to start it. Let it run for maybe a minute or so. Let the oil light go off, obviously. And then basically what I'm going to do is let it stand for about 30 seconds. Double check it with the dipstick and then put a little bit more oil in, however much we need. So we'll turn the camera back on after we've done all that. Now I put another 1/2 litre in it. And as we can see, we're absolutely bang on the mark. So we're good for oil. What we want to do next is check all the levels, the brake level and all that sort of stuff. So we'll do that next. So this is the power steering. And you can't really see it on camera, but when you wobble it, it's okay. Just stand back a bit, please. Now, water, washers. Actually, we need to put a bit of stuff in there. Top it up with water. Now,
Get it over the top, but...
now I need to check the level of the water in here. Stay back. Now, so we need to check it with the stuff to see how much antifreeze is in it.
Full.
Now we've only got 2 floating, so, and the other ones, yeah. So what we need to do, we need to suck all that out and put fresh antifreeze in it. Now I'm going to put 1 litre of fresh antifreeze in there. I've just put just over 1 litre of antifreeze in there. The stuff I have happens to be blue for this particular car, but it is important to get the right antifreeze for your car. So that should now be enough antifreeze. And I'm going to check that in a few days because it was quite low. So I'm going to check this in a few days just to make sure, because I can't check it now obviously because I'll be checking pure antifreeze, so it's going to test good. So really, want to check the brake fluid over there, and the brake fluid is good. It's a nice colour, it's not black, it's all good.
Yay! Woo, woo, woo.
So that is basically how you do a service on one of these 2.2 ST diesel Mondeos. Simple enough. The bits, actually, to be fair, there's a good bit about Ford. All the bits are the same as the 2-litre diesel, so they're not like extra expensive to do to service one of these. Obviously, it takes a little bit more oil, but that's basically it. And that's it. I mean, simple as that. So we've changed all the filters, topped up all the levels. I need to change the wipers on this car, so I'll show you how to do that before we actually end it off. But what I am going to do is put a little mark on the engine with Tipp-Ex to see when I service. I've already done the far side wipers. This is how I basically do them. They're all more or less the same. You have a little clip that obviously, as you can see, moves in, and on top of the clip there's these 2 little clips on a clip. And on the wiper you have a hook, and all you basically do is the top of the hook to the top of the clip. I push it down, hook it around the clip. Can be a bit stuff. There we go. Get it lined up now. As we can see, listen for a little click. That clicked in. It's not, let's say that. It clicked in. That's clipped in. It's not going back down. Fold it around, push it down. Simples. Just double check them now, make sure they're not hitting. I'm standing in front of the car now. Look at that. Sorted.
Simples.
Right, YouTubers, thanks for watching. Based out to service an ST Mondeo diesel. Big thumbs up to the cameraman Sean.
Yeah.
He filmed this and helped me, so you know you can get everyone involved in this sort of stuff. No problem at all. Hope it helps. Thumbs up the video and subscribe. Don't forget, get your hands dirty. See you for the next one.